Good Boy opens quietly in a city apartment where Todd, a young man battling a chronic lung disease, shares a simple life with his loyal Nova Scotia duck-tolling retriever named Indy. When Todd inherits his late grandfather's remote rural house, he and Indy relocate, hoping the change of scenery will mean peace, fresh air, and a fresh start. But the house, left vacant for years, carries more than dust. It carries whispers, shadows, and a history hidden in the wood grain and creaking floorboards. Indy, sensitive and alert, senses the shift long before Todd does, doors that sway when no breeze passes, footsteps lingering just outside the frame of vision, a dog's instinct sharpening while the human simply attributes the noises to old house sounds. Todd tries to carry on with everyday routines, setting up the generator, unpacking boxes, watching his grandfather's grainy video footage that plays on a vintage television, but Indy watches everything with a stillness tinged with worry. The camera lingers low, at dog-eye level, placing the viewer alongside Indy as he slips into basements, sniffs at corners, and fixates on the things Todd cannot see. As night falls, the pace ratchets, the house seems to breathe, shadows slump into corners, a ghostly golden retriever figure, the late family dog Bandit, appears only for a flash, and Todd's illness worsens as if something unseen is feeding on more than air. Indy becomes both guardian and witness, torn between his inability to speak and the urgent imagination of what his human companion cannot understand. The old house is not just backdrop, it is predator and partner in the dread. Todd, stubborn and isolated, shrugs off his sister Vera's concern over calls, pushing away worry, while Indy stands silent sentinel. The film weaves emotional tension and supernatural dread. It's not simply dog in haunted house, but dog watching everything unravel, wanting to protect, unable to tell, racing time. The audience is drawn in not just by the jump scares or the creaking wood, but by the bond between dog and human, the creeping realization that the move didn't bring rest, it brought confrontation with something far older, far quieter, and far more dangerous than either Todd or Indy anticipated. Good Boy deepens the story and relationships, shifting from mere unease into full-blown psychological suspense as the malevolent presence in the house ramps up its pressure. Todd's health dips, his isolation increases, and Indy's vigilance becomes desperate. Paw prints appear in dust when no one walked, doors lock themselves, lights flicker, and a voice on a radio, faint, double-tracked, like a dog bark echoing, seems to call Todd into the darkness. Vera arrives for a visit and listens to old stories about the grandfather's death in the house, rumored to be more than just illness, and Todd withdraws further, confusing illness with haunting. Indy, meanwhile, stalls at doorways, watches Todd's nightly tremors, and senses the golden light of Bandit's ghost echoing through hallways. The film reaches its climax when the house's entity closes in, Todd collapses in the basement, machine rumble amplifies the tension, and Indy must act, not by barking a warning but by direct intervention, dragging a cable, nudging a hand, leading Todd out of danger just as the basement door thuds shut behind them. In the aftermath the pair emerge into daylight, bruised but alive, the house silent and empty now. The final pages of the story reveal that though the external threat has receded, the emotional scars remain. Indy sits by Todd's side, attentive, the silent hero. Todd treats the dog not just as pet but as savior. Supporting characters like Grandpa's golden retriever Bandit's spectral presence, Vera's anxious calls, and the grandfather's old tapes all round out the narrative as pieces of a puzzle that Indy helped assemble without words. The film closes on a note of tender resilience, reminding viewers that love, loyalty, and unseen perceptions matter. Though the ghost may be gone, or may be simply waiting, the bond between man and dog holds steady, and we leave the house with the sense that even when humans fail to understand what lurks, their faithful companions might, if only we choose to listen.